What a long, long road we have been on trying to figure out what's wrong with my wife, and we still don't know for certain, but it's one of three things: brain tumor, MS, or her adrenal gland is malfunctioning to the point where it's causing all these other symptoms, which are extreme weakness, accelerated heart rate to the point where you think you're going to have a heart attack, shortness of breath, dizziness to the point where she's nearly blacked out several times, and just bouncing us around from doctor to doctor. I understand they have to, rule out things, and but anyway, I'm not complaining about doctors. I know they have a process they have to go through, but for the people on this end of it who are suffering, it just doesn't seem fast enough, and it certainly doesn't seem like anybody's truly concerned. They're just, I know they have to see so many people that they can't, I don't know. I'm not complaining about doctors. Thank God for doctors. And thank God for hospitals and MRIs. And anyway, my wife is having such weakness in her legs that she's having a very difficult time walking. And I can see that quite likely this is something we're just going to have to deal with. So anyway, here's what I'm getting at. I've been looking at those electric mobility scooters, battery-powered mobility scooters. I'm not saying she absolutely needs one, but I know how much they cost, and I found one on Craigslist. Supposedly it's brand new, never used. I got the story from the owner. They bought it for, or actually it was provided for a terminally ill person who was so sick that they never even got a chance to use it. So it sat up for a year unused, and then they had to clean out that person's house when they passed. And this person I'm going to get it from took the chair to his home, and he's had it since February, and also unused. He says he's got the paperwork, everything. It's just, plastic wrapping. It's brand new. It's never been sat in, never been used. He said the thing is it won't take a charge and it won't move. And he was asking $300, and I said, would you take $150 exactly the way it is now? And this is a Jazzy hover round. I don't know what they call them. Anyway, it's a Jazzy, and I really don't know, several hundred, maybe a couple thousand. I'm just guessing, but I don't want to miss out on this. And I'm pretty sure whatever's wrong with it, if I can't figure it out, I bet you I can get online and somebody has figured out how to work on these little mobility scooters. So $150, I'm on the way to go get it. And I didn't want to freak my wife out because where it is a kind of a bad neighborhood. So she wanted to go, and I said, no, you stay home. I'm going to go by myself because I didn't want her to see where I had to go get this. Because if I told her, she'd freak out. And if I brought her with me, she'd freak out even more. All right. I'll when I get it and I learn a little bit more about it, I'll show it to you. Okay, I got it. See in my mirror? And it does look brand new, like the guy said. It's dusty and it's been stored, you can tell. And it took me and that guy, I'm a big guy, he was even bigger than me. It took two of us to get this thing up in there. So I'm gonna have to buy one of these, one of those there, because there's no way I can lift this up into the truck by myself. I'm gonna be able to get it out on the ground, and that's where it will stay until I buy one of them. I don't know what you call them, little platforms that you drive these scooters up on that attach to your hitch. And I actually did see one of them on Craigslist. I'm gonna have to, when I get home, I'm gonna see if I can find it again. I won't be able to get it this month, but next month I may. Anyway, it's gonna be a while for if she has to have one of these. It's going to be a little while yet, so I got time to figure everything out, get this thing working, and maybe I can make a platform. I know I can make one, but if I got to buy one cheap enough, why not buy it? Okay, when I get home and get it on the ground, I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, bad neighborhood, scary neighborhood. And if people don't know you belong there, I had somebody try to run me down. There's a busy road, and I opened my door and stepped out, and I swear to God, this guy swerved towards me. And even though there's, a lane and a half to go around me, he could have gone around me, but he came just as close as he could and then laughed about it. Anyway, I'm out of there. I didn't have to shoot nobody. There it is. It's a Jazzy. I do not see a model number. And it's two 12-volt batteries, so I can charge that. It's 24 volts, but I can take these off and put my charger on it and check the batteries. And there's no way I can lift this. This thing was so heavy. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna put a tarp on it, and in the morning when I get up, when I'm have my bowl of Wheaties, I'll pick this up, put it on the ground, and go to tinkering on it. In the meantime, I'm going to get online and see what I can learn about it. Okay, I found this model online. I can get parts and everything here. I have found the batteries at Walmart for $130 for the pair. So I think I'm good to go. But I do have a concern. This thing is $3,500 new. List priced is $5,000. $3,500. I'm a bit concerned that I may have to handle this with asbestos gloves. This is identical to the one I have, except this is blue. So, yes, this concerns me. What to do? I gave $150 for this. Here's the story. Maybe I already said, I may have told the story already, but it's been a couple hours, so, and I'm not going to go back and go through the clips to see if I explain this to you. Found it on Craigslist. Called a man. He told me that a relative, terminally ill relative, got this, and he said never used it, but upon looking at it, there's a scuff or two here. The tires don't look like they've been used much, but there's a scuff up against the wheel. It's obviously been used at least a handful of times. So saying it's never been used, I guess that's close enough to true. He said then his relative died. His relative had it for a year or a little more, and he died, and he ended up having to go over there and clean his house out because his house was, being sold. So he sold everything he could and took this home with him. He wasn't able to sell this at the time because he had a yard sale and nobody bought it. They brought it home, and he's had this thing since February. And he put this on Craigslist 17 days ago for $300. When I called him, he said, yeah, there's one thing. When I put that ad on there, I had no idea that this thing wasn't working, and I have no idea what's wrong with it. And I said, well, do you have the paperwork, the book that comes with it? He goes, yep. Excuse me. I said, do you have the charging cord? He said, yes. I said, well, I'll tell you what, if you'd take $150 for it, I'll buy it as is. And he said, I could do that. And it's been on there 17 days and nobody's called me about it. So I ran to the bank, I got $150, and I hauled butt over to his house. And I think I already told you that some kids tried to run me over and had a good laugh about it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you got your windows rolled down because you don't have AC. It's 98 degrees out. You can laugh all you want, but I can get back in my truck and I got AC. But anyway, I get home and I look online and I find the value of this thing new. There's no way, I don't think there's any way anybody would sell this for 150 bucks if they knew it was a $3,500 machine, even though it's not working. Although, you know, he had it for 300 and nobody was interested, so I'm just not going to think about it. It may be hot, or, you know, maybe he just didn't realize the value. And I'm just not gonna go about life thinking this is stolen, because you know, it might belong to Medicare or something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna continue on with what I was doing. I'm gonna put this video up. I've already looked at a bunch of websites to see if there's any way I can. What do you think? Speed this up. It's supposed to go 4 miles an hour for 15 miles on a full charge. And I think in this controller here, I think there's something that caps the amount of voltage it lets go to the motor. And I'm gonna look into seeing if there's a way I can get around that or reset it, or what, because 4 miles an hour. I mean, this is for my wife, but I know she's like me. 4 miles an hour, I want full speed. I want to go around Walmart at 10 or 12 miles an hour with a horn, by God. Oh, it does have a horn too. It's got a horn on right up here. It's got a horn somewhere. So, all right. Anyway, tomorrow I'll get this off the truck. I'm going to take the batteries off of it and then lift this off the truck. I think I'll upload this video. See you tomorrow.